Welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to have kind of like a little business hour here, a little bit like that, and we're going to have like some information here for people that maybe are a little bit of a hustler. You know, if maybe you do a side business, you're a tiny small business. I have with me, my first guest is Angie Wilhelm, and she also has with her Rosanna Ramirez, and they're with HUSTL Financial. And I want you to spell it out because it's HUSTL, and I want you to tell everybody a little bit about what you do and then kind of what we're going to talk about today.
Sure. So we are a digital credit union, and we're one of only 2 digital credit unions that are in the U.S. We're nationwide, and we were built and designed to meet the very small or micro businesses right where they are. The unique thing about us is that we don't have any minimum balances, and all the accounts are free, and so we give a lot back to our members.
You know what, I was talking before you came on, and one of the things that you guys do that is so different is that you really get involved with your members. From the moment, if you've got something on the side that you're doing, it doesn't really matter how long, but if you want to have a credit union that's going to really help you know how to do these things right from the get-go, because how many people don't, and also how to grow their business. And what credit union do you know, or any bank, or really that does that?
Well, I mean, I know we do, and I know our parent company does, so those are probably the only 2 that I really can speak about that I know that, but it really is important to us that anyone that's our member, that we really want to see and help them succeed in their business and in their hustle. I feel like everybody's a hustler in some ways in their life, so anything that we do is all with our members in mind.
And you make it so easy for them, no fees, no minimum balances, and they help you even with separating the accounts, so you do it right. Even if you haven't been doing it for a while, you know, you can get it done right at some point, right? It's so important to do. Now, I want to talk a little bit about who, why, and what, okay? So number 1, let's go to who, which is, we've been talking about it.
Well, our target membership is actually that small or micro business owner, somebody who is maybe trying to plant that seed for that new business, doesn't really know if what their passion project is going to turn into something bigger. So this is a great way for them to explore that without having to be held to the same traditional business banking standards, right? Opening up a full business banking account and then having to manage fees or minimum balance requirements. This is for somebody who can take that dream and have a business account and start those great business practices and behaviors early on, but yet not have to like adopt that full traditional business banking experience.
Now, this is totally online. That's another thing that makes you so different too. And you can go to their website, which is HUSTL, which is spelled HUSTL financial.com. They're one of only 2 credit unions like this in the United States, you said. So, and it's so cool because there's so many people who, like you said, who are hustling on, they have a little side hustle on the side, and you know, you can grow it. It could turn into what you never expected, right?
Absolutely.
And it happens all the time. All right, so why? Let's talk about why.
Well, the main reason why is our parent company, which is Vantage West Credit Union, they really saw a unique thing happening in the market, that there was a lot of people that don't go into branches anymore, and so they are also small business owners that were getting feed out, and so they thought, well, maybe we should create something. So they innovated the idea of HUSTL to be that spot where we meet the business owner and the person where they are, and we allow them to do banking in the way that they want to, because so many people nowadays are going away from going into brick and mortar, and they want to be able to do their banking autonomously, and so this really matches all of those things. So we just saw a piece of the market that was underserved and really decided to take this to the next level.
It's the wave of the future is really what it is. And when we had talked about this before you even ever came on, that some of the people that listen to us, you know, that may be a little challenged in that area. But you know what? First of all, they're not, because they are all also hustling as well on the side. Most people are today. But also because they're practically pretty good at all this kind of thing, and they're kind of getting on the, you know, the bandwagon, and it's so important, but they also know somebody as well. Their kids, right? And a lot of them, maybe their grandchildren, they're all starting little businesses on the side. You're a hustler if you're doing that, right? And so they want you to check them out on their website. Also, you can see we're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. I do want to say about your QR code that you have, that is there, that it directs you right to their website, and so you can go and check that out, or you could also just go to HUSTL, HUSTL financial.com. Okay, so we have some events that are coming up that we also want to talk about. The first one we're going to talk about one of them. So let's talk about the one that's coming up this Friday in Tucson.
Yeah, so we are gonna be at the U of A game, and we're gonna be there, and we've got a great giveaway. So if any of you are listening and you're in Tucson and you're gonna be at that game, please stop by and say hi. We have a great scan to win. It's their retro night, so we're giving away a old school boombox, but with new school flavor. So there's lots of really cool features.
A boombox, man. I used to have them,
Yeah.
and you know what though? It's got the old look, but the new flavor.
Yes.
Right, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So you can go, they're gonna be there at, it's the U of A game that they're gonna be at, and their giveaway is, they're having retro night, so what's better than a boombox, but with all the new flavor. The number, we're not gonna do that, we're gonna tell them to just go up onto your website, which is HUSTL, HUSTL financial.com. I wanna talk about this, you gave me a little flyer and I kept it the last time, when you came on. Banking built for hustlers, but we've been talking a lot about hustlers, but there's also other kinds of businesses too, and I want you to mention them too.
Yeah, so really HUSTL is for anyone. We developed it with the small micro business in mind, but really anyone I feel like in life is a hustler. So whether you are just a person that wants to know how to separate and segregate your funds so you know what you're spending personally
Please
as
do
opposed
that.
to your business, or if you're an actual like LLC, we have a single member LLC business account or a personal account. So it really is for anyone. I say moms are great hustlers. They have a category set up for their kids' folders where they know how much money they're giving each kid, what you're spending on groceries, all the different things are within the account, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So-
Household CEOs.
Yeah, CEOs, yeah.
Household
Exactly.
CEOs, but when you call it a micro business, there's people who are baking, they're
Mhm.
selling online,
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
And you don't realize, a lot of people start these things and they turn around, and 18 years later, like me, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I guess I really have a real business here, right? But you know, you should start it off that way.
Yeah.
That's what's really important. When you can start it off that way and you've got it on the right foot, makes it life a lot easier than when you wait. But when you have, like, let's say we're talking about somebody that is doing baking and selling their little, well, it doesn't even matter if it's online or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but that's considered a micro business. What else are micro businesses that you work with?
We work with people that do tattoos, that do marketing, that do building websites, that are cameramen. We have a guy that does a film festival, that makes little movies. I mean, pretty much any business it can be a fit for, as long as they don't have partners, I guess is the best way to say it. It's just
But
a
you know
single
what,
member.
I was thinking even like anybody who's a solopreneur too,
Yeah,
I mean, it just
exactly.
depends. But check them out on their website. It's HUSTL, HUSTL financial.com. Hang tight, we're gonna be back in just a minute.
Okay.
Breathe in. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go real narrow and deep on it, you know, a little bit more so we can break it down, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, really getting into what our
Yeah, like,
folders
what does it look
are
like
and-
when somebody comes in and sits down and you have a consultation with them, you're gonna find out more about their business, I'm sure, and
Well,
what
we
they're
would
doing.
we don't.
because it's digital.
Right,
you know?
I
But if
said it
somebody
that way.
wants to promote their business, so kind of how it works is some
How do you
people
help them when they?
they'll sign up, and I always let people know, and we're gonna start hopefully a campaign here soon with where we're reaching out to business owners so we can tell their story, and that's where we'll
Yeah.
sit down with them more intimately,
So
but
not in the beginning, they do
not
it
in
all
the
online.
beginning.
Okay, okay.
If someone
How do
reaches
they
out
know
to
what to
me,
do though then?
it pretty much walks them through everything
Okay.
So there's
seamlessly
people
online.
online, they have
Yeah.
people, pop-ups that come up and things like
You
that?
have an opportunity for chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, good.
But I will say, because it is digital focused, its process is super simple.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
not
Let's talk
very
about
difficult at all.
Yeah, it's very
as
easy.
compared to most apps that are out there.
Mhm.
I mean, if they're ordering food online, they can open up this
Yeah,
account
sure.
online.
If they know how to
I
work on
want
an
you
app,
to talk
do an
about
app,
that,
yeah.
how easy it is.
Yeah,
Easy
for sure.
and
It's easy as downloading the app
Yeah.
and just getting started. It'll literally intuitively walks you through everything that you need, that we need, so that we can help them get started.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part of what you do?
I love just getting out and meeting the members and meeting people and getting to watch people's businesses grow. That's my favorite part.
I think watching their businesses grow, but also educating a community. Because unfortunately, when you're a solopreneur or you're coming up, you take the advice of people that you trust, and maybe sometimes that's not always the best advice, or it's not one size fits all.
I wanna talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can talk about what that looks like with
Yeah.
like Grow Your Hustle and Hustle Hours and
Yes.
stuff.
That was my segue.
Just writing little notes. I think your ad already came out, I'm not sure where they put it today.
Is that-
I think your ad already came out, I'm not sure
Oh,
where
did
they
it?
put
Oh,
it.
10
Yeah,
seconds?
well, I told them to put it as close to you as possible. We didn't hear, so we didn't know, so we weren't sure, so it was waiting. So welcome back, everyone. We're talking about hustlers. We're talking about micro businesses. You can have any size real business, and right now, this is a completely online credit union. And of course, I would ask these questions that almost are like the ones that you think we are. But I'm telling you, one of the things that we were talking about at the break is that there's a real good reason why to work with you and how you work with people instead of asking your friends or neighbors their advice, right? And sometimes you might get bad advice, not even realizing it. Go ahead.
Well, what I was saying on the break was that they actually, when you're starting out or you have an idea for a business, a lot of times you'll consult family, friends, or somebody will say, I know somebody, or I know a guy, and you'll get that advice. But the reality is, to be a really strong business owner, you have to kind of educate yourself as well. And so one of the things that Hustle provides is we have a whole link to information, tutorials, guides, not to mention the fact that we actually also hold workshops and seminars. So individuals can come
That's cool.
and learn things about how to start a hustle, how to do marketing, how to manage your finances. So you're getting advice from individuals who know the product, who have been in the industry, who are hustlers themselves and have a side hustle. So this is good information, and we can support it with our website and hustlefinancial.com.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about, how easy it is to do.
Mm-hmm.
So tell them about that.
Okay, so it's really simple. You can either sign up for an account on hustlefinancial.com, or if you download the app in the App Store, either one, it will direct you to the app anyways, but you can just input your information. It walks you right through it. It's very easy, very simple. It's not difficult. We try to make sure that it's a fifth grader can do it, even though you have to be 18 to have an account. but we've made the process very easy. If you do need help, there are people there to support and help you as well. But it is a very, very easy process. It's just basic information. To open up the individual account, it probably takes about 5 minutes. For a business account, it's gonna take a little longer because you need to have, like, if you're an LLC, you'll need to have your articles of organization, some things like that, but we walk you through that piece as well. So it's a very easy process.
The website is HUSTL, HUSTL, financial.com. It's an online only credit union. They're only one of two that are here in the United States. So that's pretty cool that we have this right here for everybody all over the place. But, you know, I think what you're doing out there is getting out there. You are walking pounding the pavement to get everybody to see this is a new way of doing things. It's easier, right? And do you have like a little bit of a back office or kind of a thing like that where they can, if they need to communicate in any way?
Yeah, so really, once you get started, either if you're online or in the app, all of the tools and resources are inside of there, where you can find things. If you're, let's say you're just a regular person, you opened up your account, but you're just starting your hustle, you want to separate your funds. We have folders in there that you can actually create different folders for any aspect of your business. You can also create a savings goal. You can create any types of goals within the account that will automatically either transfer funds for you, do different things like that. There's also a built-in bill pay situation, not bill pay, but invoicing, sorry. There is bill pay, but you can use it to invoice your customers. So if you want to keep track of, and maybe you don't have QuickBooks because you're not there yet, you can actually utilize your account to identify each and every transaction for what business type it is, and then you can also invoice right out of there, and people will pay you directly back into your account for whatever you invoice them for.
It's all about the cha-ching, you know,
Right.
but knowing where it goes, knowing what it was for, these are big things that people need to know, even if it's a micro business. And I think that's what people don't realize when they do things on the side. They're doing it, and they might not even have an LLC for it. So you really don't realize that even though it's a micro business, it's really a regular business.
It
right?
is, and people's time is just as important too. So when you're looking at starting your business, your time is money. Your product or what you're spending to make whatever you're putting out there, whether that be actual goods, materials, or marketing, or whatever you're spending money on, you have to be able to quantify that. You have to be able to show that this idea that I have, am I putting more time and money into it than I'm getting back? And so how do you do that if you commingle your funds with your personal account? There's no real way to...
Commingling, it's not a good idea.
Not in this case, not in this case. And so being able to have an account where you can completely keep that separate and reap all these benefits is really ideal.
The other things that's great about you all is that there's no fees. This is also really important. No minimum balances that they have to have. And you help them with separating the accounts, which is also really important. That they learn, this is what you said, I wrote it down. You said they learn the good habits early. That's what's really important too.
Absolutely.
We had talked a little bit about a success story that you might want to talk about, so I'm going to let you go ahead and do it.
Sure, I'll tell you guys, one of the success stories we have a member that does a tattoo. She's a tattoo artist, and she's used Hustle to set up the spending folders, and so that she can see every time she has repeat clients that she's working on pieces for, so each client has a folder. So every time she takes money in from that person, it goes in that folder so she can see what she brought in. She also has folders set up for her supplies. So some of them she knows went to that particular client, so she can put it under them, but some she doesn't, so it might be in a general fund. But at the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year, she's got a track record where she can go in and see. And how it's really helped her is it's helped her create those savings goals. Every time she does a tattoo, she puts so much aside into savings, which sometimes that's hard to set up. And whether you're in a business that has to pay taxes or not, it's nice to have that ability. So she uses it that way as well.
And what's nice is that you're probably growing your business from that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so important. When you talk about, like, this is a tattoo artist, okay, what other types of businesses? Because people, we know we mentioned a couple of them, but we're back, maybe some people are just getting in and would like to know about those.
Yeah, we have we have bakers, we have, you mentioned a baker earlier, we have, people that are artists that are doing, the authors of books, gosh, I mean, any type of business you can think of, hairdressers, estheticians,
We have like the Ubers and the Lyfts,
Yeah,
so maybe
lots
they
of
run
those.
multiple agencies, and so they're able to list those separate agencies while they're doing their driving. So they can have a Lyft account, they can have an Uber account, any of those, so that they're able to identify where they're making their money from.
It's so important to be able to know this, in-home based businesses. What about these multi-level marketing ones? I mean, you know, you have a business there too, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know how to look, they tell you to think of it as a business, well, it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what would be your final words for them to hear why they gotta go up on that website right now and check out Hustle Financial? So tell them why.
I would just say, if you are a small or micro or just a regular person, check out Hustle. There is a lot of information on our website. I would definitely recommend following us on socials. We have a lot of great information on there. We also host, as Rosanna mentioned, we host events in the areas. You can check that out on our social media or on our website when we have our next upcoming event, where we will work with you and collaborate with you to grow your hustle and to, you know, invest in you. And that's one of the things we also do. If you are a small business owner, we want to hear from you. We want to know that you're a member, and we want to promote you on our social media. So I just invite you to check it out. There's so many great things, it's hard to quantify all of them, but we really have designed this for our membership to give back to you.
And what do you wanna say?
And I would say too, that if you're looking to start a business, this is a great way to get going, right?
Mhm.
There's
The right
not
way.
Yes.
the right way, and you're not having to get blocked by looking for needing to get documentation or to do anything. You can start your business, start that concept, fee-free, low, you know, no minimum balances, and this is a really great opportunity. I have my goddaughter, she's doing baking, and I got her to start looking into Hustle because she was trying to mix everything, and so, you know, she's 19 years
She's a
old,
baker.
and she's
That's what
starting
she
out,
does.
she's baking, right? So we want to tell those stories, and we want to help those individuals, and that's what we're about.
And they wanna hear from you too. Go up on to their website, which is Hustle, HUSTL Financial. They are one of only 2 digital credit unions, and this is all the way that they're doing it. It's the wave of the future. If you're a hustler, and most of us are, go up and check them out. It's Hustle, HUSTL Financial.com.